TikTok has a dating app and it's a scam. I went through the darkest depths of the Google Play Store to find 3 of the weirdest dating apps and spend hours combing through them, and what I found will shock you. Welcome, Homo sapiens. Are you lonely? Are you single? Are you chronically addicted to TikTok? Well, boy, do I have the app for you. Tik Hookup, or sorry again. TikDating is an app for TikTok singles to meet up and, I don't know, watch TikTok together, I guess? Why would anyone create this? The idea of someone dating someone else simply because they use TikTok is just ridiculous to me. Wow, you have downloaded the most downloaded app on the App Store too? I couldn't relate with you before, but now, well, I feel about the same, to be honest. Like, what would a TikTok dating app even look like? There's only one way to find out. Now, before I get too far into this, I just want to give a warning not to use any of these dating apps under any circumstances, even as a joke. They are all scams, and I don't want any of you getting into danger because of this video. I took a calculated risk in downloading these apps. I don't want you guys to lose a phone or have your banking details stolen. To start, I want to take a look at the App Store page. It has a whole whopping 2.1 stars, and that's even with all their botted reviews. Tik Hookup app is fantastic and amazing app and most important app and very interesting app and highly recommended app. Thumbs up P. TikDating, wait, hold on, tick like the bug? Dictating hookup, are you kidding me? Beautiful creatures? Oh wow, look, Harry Potter left a review. Guess he's getting lonely over there in Hogwarts. Don't they have some love potion or something? There's gotta be a better way to meet people there. Holy shit. Charlie Puth? I don't know about you guys, but if the Charlie Puth endorsed my dating app, that's going on the front page. TikDating, and in all caps, official dating app of Charlie Puth. They didn't even reply to his comment. They replied to Harry. Harry isn't even a real person. This is Muggle discrimination. So at this point, you may be wondering what the purpose of this dating app is. I wish I could tell you it's to meet beautiful girls and women. Wait, why are those separate? Is the owner of this app a pedo or something? Anyway, obviously the app is a scam to steal your money. The owner of the app is USA Meet Me, a play on the real dating app Meet Me, of which they are not affiliated. I couldn't find much information on USA Meet Me, but they did make 2 other dating apps, one for dating in the US and one for dating in Nigeria. Although the one for dating in the US was apparently a Canadian dating website, I'm not sure how you messed that up exactly. And while I was editing this video, they created a new app for Instagram dating. So they're really dipping their toes in every single market in the hopes that someone will give them money. In case you had any doubts calling these apps a scam, look at the App Store pages. They all have the exact same description for each app with only a few words swapped out. As well, all 3 of them have exactly 100,000 downloads and many 5-star reviews with very broken English. I've included photos of some of my favorite reviews in our Discord channel in the description. It's genuinely laughable, some of the stuff they put. Regardless, none of their apps have more than a 3-star rating. Wait a second. In my screenshot from a year ago, TikDating had a 2.1 out of 5. Now it has an extra 150 reviews and a 3.2 stars. They literally botted more reviews since I started making this video. I have to applaud their tenacity. They're really dedicated to keeping this scam going. Regardless, the amount of reviews does not add up. Compared to Tinder and Bumble, where roughly 5% of people left a review, less than 1% of the 100,000 people left a review on TikDating. If we assume that all the 5-star reviews are fake, that leaves about 49 reviews with 4 stars or less. If we assume 5% of people who downloaded left a review, that means there are less than 1,000 people who have ever downloaded this app. Even if only 1% left a review, there's still less than 5,000 real people on the app, and that is a generous estimate. With how awful the app is, the percentage is likely closer to 10, 20, or even 50%, in which case there are less than 100 real people on this app. Their Instagram dating app has about 50 downloads, so I think it's clear there aren't many real people on these apps. Now that you have the necessary background, what is the app like? I had to find out for myself. Before I get into it, if you want a more detailed view of the app, check out our second channel video for more. So I created a new Gmail account and downloaded the app. I got a profile photo from thispersondoesn'texist.com, came up with a fake name, and filled out my fake information. The first thing that confused me was the fact that the earliest date you could put as your birthday was 1992, meaning the minimum age was 30 years old. I understand dating apps are geared for adults, but come on. Why would you make a TikTok dating app for 30-year-olds? Do they not realize that 69% of TikTok users are under the age of 35? As well, you could pick your birthday as far back as the 1930s, which is kind of silly. I don't know any 90-year-olds who use TikTok. I also thought it was really weird that they asked for your ethnicity, body type, hair and eye color, and how much you smoke and drink. It's very invasive of your privacy. Anyways, I filled out my interests and my description and got started looking for dates. Immediately after getting into the app, I noticed literally every single person was in the middle of nowhere. As well, the vast majority do not have any profile photos, and their descriptions were in the classic broken English style. Were any of these real profiles? When I went to search for profiles that were near me, there wasn't a single person within a 100-mile radius, despite me setting my location to LA, one of the most populous cities in the US. After looking around for a while, checking a bunch of profiles, I noticed every single one said they were Arab, slim, blonde, and had amber eyes. Then something truly chilling happened. When I looked at my own profile, all of my details had been changed. Arab, slim, blonde, amber, never smoking, never drinking. I got chills when I saw that. Was this a glitch, or was there something truly evil going on? I changed it all back to what I had originally set it to and refreshed the page. When I returned it, it had all been changed again. Arab, slim, blonde, amber eyes. I was genuinely freaked out. What were the motives of the app owners? I had to look at their terms of service. It said all of these vaguely threatening statements without giving any mention of which country's law applies to the app, or giving any information about the app and how your data is used. When I requested my personal data, it quote-unquote sent a request. However, I still have not received an email to this day, so I have literally no idea what personal information they have of me. They could have logged all of my keystrokes, collected all my data, stolen all my information, and I would have no idea. After getting over my nerves, I took a look at the premium features. The VIP membership was $20 per month, which is absurdly expensive. Thankfully, they had a trial, so I signed up for the trial, which was a whole entire 1 day, and literally nothing changed when I activated it. I took a look at some of the optional purchases, which were also exceedingly expensive, and the way they had the prices set up, 30 credits for $3 is actually the best price. I don't know why you would pay $35 for 200 credits when you can just buy 7 $3 credits and get 10 extra credits for less. Looks like the creators of this app don't understand math. You get 1 credit for logging in each day, but every activity costs so many credits. 10 credits to search, 10 credits to comment, 20 credits to add profiles, etc. So I was gonna need to log in every single day for 10 days straight just to search for profiles again. Never mind, the credit system never even worked. Seriously, I opened messages, texted people, and searched to my heart's content. It never charged me once. Let's get to know some of these people better. Here's Kayla. She lives at 1223 West 8th Street in Coffeyville, Kansas.
Alex, why did you say the person's street address? That's so insensitive.
Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's take a look at 1223 West 8th Street. Wow, would you look at that? A U-Haul building. I sent her a quick message pointing that out, and she ghosted me, read my message, and never replied. I'm still emotionally recovering to this day. Virtually none of the bots were in any major city. They were all in random parts in the Midwest or scattered on other continents to make it look like the app was more diverse than it actually was. So my guess, whoever botted these just went. Let's see, what's a good state, like Iowa? Boone. 12,000, yeah, that'll do. They probably do that so that people don't go like, this person's near me, I'm gonna go find them. Of course, that person doesn't exist because they live in a fucking U-Haul warehouse. There were some people with emails, so I decided to email some of them. I then realized I had set my email name to Fakey McFakerson and changed it to my new alias. I kept checking out profiles, sending messages to some people. Here are some of my favorite fake accounts. John Banjo. Female. I am hot and sexy.
horny. They're here for fun, that's for sure.
Again, if you want to see the full video, it's on our second channel. After scrolling mindlessly for a few minutes, a feeling I'm sure is very familiar to TikTok users, I eventually landed on the search page. It was time to put these advanced search engines to use. I put within 100 miles of Coffeyville, Kansas to see if Kayla would show up, but it didn't show me Kayla, nor did it show me anyone near Kansas. They must have coded it so their bots wouldn't show up or something. I had to go to work, so that was the end of day one. The next day I received some matches and a singular message. After responding to the message, I decided to go on an adventure. I was determined to reach the bottom of the list, and I would stop at nothing. And then I decided to stop because I saw profiles with real images. Yay! I sent them all as many short messages as I could. I was really stumped though. Why would they put the ones without images at the top? Why weren't these ones at the top? It would make so much more sense. I ran into a profile named David G. Wan? David G. Wan? David G. Wan? I don't know. They set their profile to a naked woman, which was interesting, to say the least. She had a very strange profile. Naturally, I had to reference a meme that was relevant at the time of me filming this, but isn't any longer.
Next wife of yours is...
The further I got down, the more raunchy they got. Women showing their butts. Some more women showing their butts. I saw a woman with
humongous hungalonga no no logongas.
And at this point there were damn near 0 men. You can really tell what demographic they're trying to tap into here. Lonely and horny men. I then emailed their support. They never got back to me, which was kinda lame. Later that day, I decided to take a closer look at the Google Play Store and their other apps. Their page is very basic and they didn't put a lot of effort into it. They use the same description for all of their apps with a few words switched around, with the notable exception of the Nigeria dating app. They use the same email for all of them, Canada Dating Online. I have a bit of a theory about this company. I think they're based out of Nigeria, which is why they created the Nigerian dating app, published in November 2017. This market wasn't making them enough money, so they wanted to target the richer countries of North America. To start, they created a Canadian dating app released in September 2019. However, because Canada is so much smaller than the US, they pivoted to a US dating app, which is why their email is Canada Dating instead of US Dating. After this, they created TikDating in February 2021 in the hopes that people interested in TikTok would download their app. They created an Instagram dating app in June 2023, which has failed miserably so far. This is all just speculation, but it seems logical to me and the dates line up pretty well. Back to the app page, I read through the app description, looked at their promotional images, and then I checked out their main page. I genuinely laughed out loud when I saw their banner. Someone did a terrible job photoshopping this woman onto the background.
As you can see, there's like grass here that isn't supposed to be blurred. There's a sharp, jagged edge. So my guess is, first of all, they have this background, probably unaltered, and then they photoshopped a random bridge or something. That wasn't enough, and so they photoshopped a woman with a they warped the size of the ass so it would be bigger. Oh my god, you guys can see how it sort of bulges here?
While looking at the app descriptions, I noticed all 4 apps have the same layout. They can probably crank these things out pretty quickly. Just copy paste the code, change the logos, boom, done. Look at their Instagram app. They were so lazy that they just screenshotted the images of their USA Meet Me app and posted it there without separating the images. Out of curiosity, I took a look at the real Meet Me. Their app design was completely different and the Wikipedia made no mention of USA Meet Me. Unfortunately, there wasn't a page for TikDating, which I'm not surprised about, but it would have answered a few of the questions I had. Over the next few days, I would check my messages periodically. I got a message from Sarah Rose and a message from Hannah James, who kept insisting I join her on the Signal app. I pretended I was an old man and didn't know how to use technology, and she got increasingly frustrated and desperate to scam me. It eventually culminated in an argument. If you want to see the full image without it scrolling by so quick, join our Discord in the description. I've got an image uploaded in one of the channels. For my final day on the app, I thought I would test just how old the bots could get. If they let you choose from 30 to 90, there has to be some 90-year-olds, right? After the search function failed miserably, again, I decided to go scrolling to see if I could find some old people to get my name in their inheritance. I found a 72-year-old and a 77-year-old, sent them a message, but they weren't what I was looking for. I wanted someone on their deathbed. Then I found what I was looking for. Taylin Long, age 91, and my God, she was active for her age. Clubs, friends, music, nightlife, internet, outdoor sports. Damn! And she was looking for 31 to 32-year-olds, which is almost a third of her age. I sent her a message. She unfortunately never responded. I guess we'll just have to wait a few extra years for the 77-year-old to pass away instead. A few days ago, I decided to have a look at the app again, and I gotta say, the fake profiles have gotten a lot better. Most of them have images now. There were also a few profiles that were a tiny bit closer to me, which was nice, and they allowed people under 30 to sign up. Maybe to their detriment, though. I don't know why they let a 14-year-old sign up. I'm still pretty convinced they're mostly bots, but they put actual effort into them now, which is a welcome change. I took a look at some of my messages again, and it was kind of funny just how desperate this person is to chat with me. As well, Kayla got a profile photo. Still lives in a U-Haul warehouse, but at least she has a fake profile photo too now. I wanted to see if they fixed the Arab Slim blonde thing. They still haven't. I'm not too sure why they do this. Maybe this is some front for a different dating app so they can create fake profiles easier? I'm not sure. Whatever it is, it's weird and I don't like it. So that may be the end of the story for TikDating, but don't go because I've got 2 other dating apps. Next on the list is Unjected, the anti-vax dating site. Now before I get into this, I want to say while I believe vaccines are important and safe for the overwhelming majority of people, I can understand why someone would be skeptical, especially given the government's history of very shady business. While I personally am pro-vaccine, if you're anti-vax, that's okay. As long as you're safe about it and are aware of the risks of being unvaccinated. Please don't target anyone I show in this video. So our journey begins on December 31st, 2021, when I signed up for Unjected. I had received some matches, but no messages, so I messaged and liked as many people as I could. I took a tour of some of their profiles while I waited for some of them to respond. There were some hilarious anti-vax memes. A lot of people into crypto, which doesn't surprise me, to be honest. There wasn't really much to do on this version of the app. They added a blood bank and it was kind of funny because I ended up joining right as they were adding them. I burst out laughing. It was a crazy coincidence. I've never had an app be created in front of my eyes before. So nothing notable happened for an entire year until they updated the website. For the first week it was glitching out and wouldn't let me sign in, but eventually they fixed it. I set up my profile again and got on the app. This update was exciting because it included a feed feature which I instantly fell in love with. It was a bunch of anti-vaxxers making fun of people who are vaccinated and sharing dodgy articles proving vaccines are dangerous. Like this article, for instance, from the New World Order report. They cited another article which cited a newsletter. A solid source right there. And I want you to take a look at this graph. Looks pretty scary, eh? What if I told you the largest sample has less than 25 people? Not quite as scary anymore, is it? And even their own graph shows the virus being one of the most common complications. So the premise that the vaccine is worse than the virus is literally disproven by their own graph. They also claimed that hospital treatment for the virus was the #1 killer. Oh yeah, it's definitely the hospital treatment that's killing them, not the fact that their infection was so bad that they had to go to the hospital in the first place. Not at all. They also claimed heart complications were significantly elevated in people who got the vaccine and then proceeded to show 5 people who had heart problems. 5. Like, I just want to emphasize that over 6.7 million people died from the virus. I don't think we should be afraid of a vaccine that has saved millions of lives just because 5 people had heart problems. I'll keep it brief. If you want to see the entire article, I discussed it in depth in our second channel video. To sum it up, it's a lot of sampling bias and correlation equals causation nonsense. Anyway, back to the dating app. It became abundantly clear that it was almost exclusively men. There weren't many women. In fact, there weren't many people, period. It seems they repeated some comments to make it look like there were more people talking on the feed than there was. I eventually stumbled on another article about how the gays were using Twitter to incite fear over the virus. I'll leave that in the second channel video for you to explore. It is quite hilarious. I created a post in the feed introducing myself and instantly got a bunch of messages, likes, and comments. I guess it shows just how many men are on here. Clearly there aren't enough women to go around. I responded to a few of them and then checked out the blood bank and sperm bank. Yes, there is a sperm bank now. Can vaccines even spread through sperm? Even if, hypothetically, they could, what would that even do? It's not like you'd become vaccinated. I took a look at their clothing store and all the designs were extremely lazy and made no sense, and they charged $30 for them, which is absurdly expensive. Later that day, I logged in again to a flood of new messages, and my post had become the most liked comment that day. I took a look at some of the other posts on the feed. They aren't healthy. They've been infected with a bioweapon. That is my new favorite typo of all time. Unless it wasn't a typo, in which case congrats for coming up with the funniest post I've ever seen in my life. I responded to the rest of the messages, and then I ran into "this site is broken, always broken," which I will shorten to Pepe from now on. Now, Pepe isn't like other guys. He's an incel. And normally I'm fine with incels, except I've found out often they're incels for a reason. And over the next few days, Pepe would send some truly repulsive things. However, for this first day, I just played it safe, unsure of what he would send next. I went through the rest of the messages and called it a day. The next day, I responded to more messages. I began to notice a common thread. As anti-vaxxers are naturally conspiratorial, I saw a lot of conspiracy theories. People saying the Satanists were hiding Damar Hamlin's death records, that Tom Hanks was a random CIA guy in a mask with a deep fake voiceover, etc. And then I met Julian. He seemed to believe that the magical lizard people shot JFK. It almost felt like a parody, like it wasn't even real. But these people are being 100% genuine, which shocked me. I obviously knew people like this existed, but this was my first experience meeting one, and it was quite jarring seeing them firsthand. As I worked my way through the messages, I landed on Pepe again, and my god, did he show his true colors. There are some extremely racist and sexist things in the next part, particularly attacking Jews, so if you don't want to see that, skip to this time code. I was so baffled by what he sent me, I didn't even know how to react initially. There is no excuse for this stuff. Absolutely revolting. And then the next day, he sent me a bunch of white supremacist and a comic mocking the death of George Floyd. And then he says he's having a hard time finding a wife. Like, I fucking wonder why. Anyway, I needed some positivity after that. I made another post in the feed wishing everyone well and answered the rest of my messages. I then called it for the day. I continued to answer messages. I'm glossing over a lot of them. Most of them were just ordinary conversations, but that doesn't make for very good YouTube content now, does it? If you want a more in-depth look, check out our second channel video. At this point, I was getting a little tired of responding to every single message. I thought about posting the feed again, but I didn't want to make more people start talking to me. It may not look like it, but I had many hours of footage that I did not even put in this video, not even the second channel video. Here's an anti-vax dad joke for you. Wow, so hilarious. I got sick of responding to everyone, so I deactivated my account. 1 year later, I went to look at the website again, and they completely revamped the website. And I gotta say, it looks a lot nicer now. However, for some reason, it's free for women to join, but men have to pay almost $300 just to join. But I found a loophole. While I was signing up for the women's section, I noticed they just use a discount code to make it free. Naturally, I wanted to find out if this discount code works for men, and lo and behold, it does. So if you're an anti-vaxxer and for some reason you're still watching this video, first of all, I have to commend you for keeping an open mind. Second of all, I just saved you $300. Now, I can imagine this is probably against the terms of service, so do this at your own risk, but hey, don't shoot the messenger. Unfortunately, my old profile was deleted, so I had to create a new one for Holly. After I signed up, it gave me an affiliate link that would pay me money every time a man signed up, which is so fucked up, but okay. I recreated my profile as close as I could and filled out the interests, which actually worked this time. But I had a bunch of weird ones, like BDSM. Why is that there? And being kind? Who wouldn't select that?
Actually, maybe Pepe wouldn't, now that I think about it.
When I finally got in, I was sorely disappointed. Not because the service was bad, if anything, they had radically improved it since I last signed up. But that is precisely the issue. There isn't a feed anymore, it's literally just a dating app now. I was really hoping to see more silly articles, baseless claims, and conspiracy theories, but no, all business, no fun. On the home screen, there were virtually no men whatsoever, so their plan of charging men seems to have backfired rather than balancing things out. There were still a surprising number of men though. This website must be making bank from them. I got a few messages, but nothing super interesting, so I just deleted the account. Before we go to our third and final dating app, I want to go over their web page. It has a bunch of alpha male horse and essentially goads men into joining, which is kinda messed up, but not atypical nowadays. They have a really weird obsession with the number 69 though. Come on guys, grow up. The one for the women's section was strange too, for a different reason. It honestly read like a parody. He's unvaccinated? Why didn't they put that in the women's section? They stand up for your rights and go down on your delights. Ugh. His preferred pill is the red pill? Like, genuinely, tell me that doesn't read like a parody. And now for our third and final dating app, FurryMate.com. Right from the get-go, I hated it. Maybe it was the dated look of the website or the dumb furry puns everywhere, but I got a weird vibe. I came up with a username and picked a photo off thisfurrydoesn'texist.com. I didn't even know this site existed, but it makes my job a lot easier. Immediately, I was struck by how old the website looked. It felt like it hadn't gotten an update since 2005. It displayed everyone on the website, including myself. Unfortunately, it wouldn't let me message myself. That would have been funny. The first day was mostly just me setting up the account. I sent a few messages to some people, looked at some of the profiles, etc. For some reason, this website lets you specify your body scent. Add that to the list of weird things the dating sites asked for. I took a look at the premium features. For some reason, they charge $3 for a trial membership, which is ridiculous. Even the obvious scam TikDating had a free trial, and I was not surprised why they charged for the trial when I learned how limited the free account is. You can only send 2 messages a day, can't send winks, and you literally cannot see the messages that are sent to you. This is asinine. Seriously? Charging for a trial is one thing. Forcing you to buy a membership is ridiculous. And when you look at the website, there's so much blank white space everywhere. I would honestly prefer having ugly advertisements everywhere, but a functional dating app, over them holding the messages in front of your nose and not letting you see them unless you pay your lunch money. Anyway, I filled out my profile, sent my 2 messages, and called it a day. The next day, I took a look at some of the profiles that messaged me. I was fairly sure most of these were bots, just given the vaguely suggested titles of their messages. It's time. Hey cutie, which one? Your thing. Can we? Your pet. I also had to censor the icons because they were pretty suggestive. This one is very obviously just some photo they found off Google. Yep, there it is. Anyway, there wasn't much I could do since I don't have the premium membership, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to end it there. Could you imagine if that's actually how it ended? Of course I bought the trial membership. It was eating me up inside. I had to know. I don't really know what I was expecting, but I was hoping it was a little more than what I got.
I'm really hungry. I probably eat way too much. It's my biggest weakness. What is your guilty pleasure? Spent $3 for
They all follow the same premise. Suggestive title, then the actual contents were just normal conversations that failed to deliver. I have a feeling they generate them using ChatGPT or something. At this point, I had been working on the video for numerous months and was getting kind of tired of giving these generic answers, so I wanted to look really unhinged in this one. When someone asked me what shows to watch, I told her I watch Minecraft roleplay. When someone asked me what I was doing over the holidays, I said nothing, I have no friends. When someone asked me what I was into, I said slashers with really gory visuals. I just wanted to see how they would react to something truly demented. The last message I received was about pet peeves, which bothered me to high hell. How dare you make the title of the message your pet and then have it be about pet peeves? I was looking forward to that message. I continued to message people over the trial period, but I forgot to take photos or videos of the messages before the trial ran out and I got locked out. We had some really great discussions though. Too bad you guys will never see them. Just kidding, I spent another $3 for a new subscription, haha, fucking kill me. The discussions weren't even that interesting. I regret having to spend another $3, but I had to do it for the Homo sapiens. If you made it this far, consider joining the Homo sapien army, subscribe, like, notification bell, all that shiz. And did I mention we have a Discord? Here are some of the things we talked about, super exciting stuff. I only really want to verbally acknowledge the interesting ones, like the girl who didn't know about Hanukkah, or the lady who was wondering where you watch Minecraft roleplay, and I responded with,
just on YouTube, I have a few channels that I follow that make some really hot ones. That's so cringy. I forgot that I wrote that.
The slasher movie lady was wondering why I liked them. I feel like the majority of people would be weirded out if someone said they loved slashers with gory visuals, but these are just bots designed to make you feel good about yourself. The lady who I told the Mona Lisa was in Egypt called me a bot, which is kind of ironic given the circumstances. Once I was done, I logged out for the day. The next day, I didn't really get any exciting messages, so I just responded to the few that I got, but over the next day, I received a message from Black Dragon BBC.
Oop, hello, I am looking for a friend and a smexy fucking monkey to suck my banana. Whoops, I mean my big black tail. Ooh.
What the fuck? Their profile was completely blank too. I had nothing to go off of other than their weird message. I genuinely wonder if this was a troll who signed up for this website for a video too. That would be hilarious. I wasn't really sure what to respond, so I just said ooh, but the weirdness doesn't end. I got a message from Firefang Sex Toy with the title ooh. On first glance, I thought this was Black Dragon BBC's response, but instead it was someone who was asking for my cool, I guess. And then that guy who I told I was afraid of commitments told me he's afraid of commitments, which was pretty fucking disgusting. Like, is that really necessary? Please just say commitments, please. The rest of the conversations were pretty boring and weren't notable. Here they are on screen. My biggest complaint of this website, aside from the obviously fake profiles, the weird messages, the clickbait titles, the weird settings, the bad furry puns, the limitations of the free version, is the terrible design of the website. In order to see a message, you have to stop what you're writing, copy it, switch to the inbox, look at the message, go back to their profile, start a new message, paste what you were writing earlier, and then continue writing. This website would seriously benefit from a dedicated messaging tab where you can see all the messages, see all your replies, all in one place. And of course, actually allowing free users to use this website. Like, seriously, allowing you to send but not read messages is moronic. It literally makes no sense at all. Outro goes here. Oh wait, I guess I was supposed to write something there. Well, Homo sapiens, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to reiterate that all these sites are scams, don't use them. If you enjoyed the video, do all that YouTube-y stuff, join the Homo sapien army. Also check out our second channel videos if you want a more in-depth coverage of the dating apps. Click one of these videos on the screen if you want to. Peace.
Sorry the video was late, Homo sapiens. It was like this perfect culmination of like a lot of schoolwork and a long video to edit. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.